probably one of the crazier things that I've seen today, in all things considered, with this, with again, this big news day. There's still more things to talk about. My God, is that we've seen this new one now, where apparently the Sunday Times is talking about the big titles of the past decade are brands and franchises that are established in numerous prequels and sequels. Robert Downey Jr. is a leading man, but his Iron Man can be played by almost anyone with wit. The character is more important to audiences than the actor.
So this is what started it all, huh?
This is what started it all. This is, I had seen this floating around on social media today. I know you had recommended this to me as well.
Yep.
And, you know, like, I would say very much that this is a horrible, horrible fucking take. And it's been quote tweeted quite a bit, actually. It's been quote tweeted now 5,796 times. You know, with
fucking
people here
ratioed.
Like, oh yeah, no. If there ever was a tweet that's going to get ratioed, this is the tweet that's going to get ratioed. Wolf here saying, "Hell no, just no. Can't imagine anyone else playing him." Josh Gad, Mr. Olaf, the talking snowman himself, says, "What a truly dumb take." It's what you'd expect from Josh Gad.
Yeah.
Parker Malloy here. Counterpoint. Here's how Iron Man was being discussed back in 2007. So, you know, this is again an old New York Times article talking about the birth of the MCU a full year before even Iron Man came out.
Nice.
Saying additionally, Marvel's slate of up to 10 films will be based on second-tier superheroes who may not resonate with younger moviegoers. And so,
oh yeah, that's true. No, that's 100% true though. That line is very true because like Iron Man was a B-lister until, you know, RDJ and the films came in and made him a fucking A-list hero. He used to just be a fucking B-lister. Maybe not even a B-lister. Like some people would have considered him to be like a C-list hero at that time, but no, RDJ is to thank for how Iron Man is looked at these days as one of the main fucking Marvel heroes, if not the main Marvel hero.
Oh, I know. Oh, I absolutely know, man. I know. The thing is, when they said RDJ was playing, when RDJ was playing that character, you know, a lot of people were like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of people were very happy with that because it felt like the idea was that they were going to, you know, be like they were picking someone who seemed to fall in line with all of that, right? So one of the reasons why essentially has everything to do with Robert Downey Jr.'s past. You know, he had been booted off of Ally McBeal. You know, his movie roles were terrible at that time, outside of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is an amazing movie and you should totally see it. But the thing is that a lot of people kind of tossed him off. They just went, no, he is not worthy. He's not worth it. Let's just let this guy go away. And then audiences really went with him. Brandon Davis here from comicbook.com says there are actors in hugely successful franchise roles that can be replaced and the franchise can be equally successful. Iron Man is not one of them.
Yeah,
it's true. I will say this though. Robert Downey Jr. has had trouble getting other movies to resonate with audiences as well as Iron Man, and that is true. I mean, Sherlock Holmes is the only other franchise that he has, and even that one, you know, came out nearly a decade ago. And they're working on a third one that I don't even know what's happening with that. He did that Doolittle movie, which crashed and burned. And even during his reign as the lead of the MCU in the first phase, he did a movie called The Judge with Robert Duvall that he produced. And that still came out and got like tanked in reviews and crashed and burned. So it's kind of like, you know, you have to ask yourself like, okay, you know, is this criticism about these, you know, characters, these actors playing characters, is that a real thing? And the answer to that is yes. And even Anthony Mackie has said that a while ago, where, you know, he's like, people are wanting to see me, you know, they're coming to see Falcon. They're not coming to see me. Robert Downey Jr., though, is so intrinsically tied, though, to that role that there's no other way to look at it. There's literally no other way to look at it. He is so tied to that role that even attempting to separate the two is going to cause massive, massive problems. But Michael Patterson here says, with the wrong actor, Iron Man could have been highly unlikable. With the right actor, he could have been a solid but forgettable hero with the perfect actor, he became legendary.
Yeah, a snarky billionaire elitist, like that could have been so easily dislikable, especially in this day and age. But no, he fucking sells it, and he makes it one of the most. The most likable character in the MCU, in my opinion. He's definitely got some competition. There's some other great likable characters, but hey, he's the best fucking one, in my opinion.
Everyone watching this right now would turn up in a heartbeat to watch another Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man go.
I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get an Iron Man 4. I'm fine with it, but like still, I still would have loved to just see him get another film. That would have been awesome. But whatever, if that's the last we ever see of him, at least he went out with honor and dignity. So
yeah, well, this woman here, Alicia Garuso, who writes for Screen Rant, so automatically the opinion is invalid. She says here, don't understand why people are getting mad about this tweet. RDJ is iconic, but had he not played Iron Man, somebody else would have, and no one would have thought twice.
Yeah, and then Iron Man would have still been a goddamn B-list character, because I guarantee you the MCU probably wouldn't have fucking taken off as much as it did if they didn't have such an awesome actor who fit the role so well start off their fucking franchise.
If you've seen the test footage from other actors that they were putting in the role, clearly it's him.
Who was the main Tom Cruise that they wanted to play Iron Man?
Tom Cruise is one they wanted. I think they really wanted Robert Downey Jr. above all else. But the thing is, look, Tony Stark is a man who's always been kind of, rife with his own destructive forces.
Yep.
Demon
in a bottle. That was one of the
Demon in a Bottle is a great one. Yeah. And all like the womanizing and everything else that he's done. And then dealing with the fact that, he's got all these demons, obviously. Robert Downey Jr. had the same way. Robert Downey Jr.'s success is tied to the MCU, and its success is tied to Robert Downey Jr. There's no question about that. When you think about it, though, it's like the character of Tony Stark literally saved Robert Downey Jr. very much like the character of the persona of Iron Man is what saved Tony Stark in the comics.
Very true. Very, very true.
And to come out again, this is another weak ass take from Alicia here. I think James Gunn had said something. Someone had told me about this, that James Gunn.
Oh, wow.
Had said
James
something.
Gunn gave us 2 cents.
Well, that's what I had heard that earlier tonight. I don't quite know if he did or didn't. It might be in here, maybe not. Although, let's hear Mike K says this is one of the worst takes I've ever seen in pop culture.
That deserves a like.
And he's a Philadelphia Eagles beat writer. He's probably watched his favorite team get crunched quite a bit.
The person who wrote.
Oh, man. Like, what the fuck is this take? And then a great like.
Can I show you something real fast? Like something that really resonated with me a lot when I first initially saw this.
Yeah, by all means, yeah. Post just screen share it, and I'll bring it up.
Yeah. All right, here you go.
All right. So.
From Stan Lee right here. This gentleman was born to play Tony Stark, and the way he looks is exactly as I pictured him.
Yeah, no, Stan Lee was 100% behind.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100% behind that casting, and a lot of people out there tend to forget that. Like, it's like, and also it's really fascinating how many people are just like, they don't. A lot of people don't understand how things come together. All right, and that's a big part of it. And these movies take a lot of time to get together. They have to find the right people. And that was, again, even though you can sit there and say that that Stan Lee wanted this, Feige was also one of the ones that, he made it happen. And so he fought for the, awesome. He fought for this. And so that's something, again, you have to remember is this is very much a team effort. And Robert Downey Jr. didn't look at this like a gift in the like a gift horse, right? Or don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That saying, because so many other people might have done. Look at Edward Norton. Edward Norton, not to say that he was in the same career trajectory as Robert Downey Jr. back in 2008, but him coming out and him like not doing press for the Incredible Hulk and there being a very public feud for that, absolutely tanked his coming back and being iconic on that front. Right. And since then, his career has not, I would say, probably not fully recovered. Whereas Downey Jr., he might have had his beef behind, he might have had beef at some point in time, as I'm sure there would be conflict and heads butting, but he's always been a team player and he's always, gotten what he wanted, but he always worked with them. And I'm sure kept a very nice professional relationship. And as a result of that, his loyalty to that brand is one of the things that has made him as popular as he is. And that's, again, when I talk about The Rock, the loyalty to the brand And you know, that's a big factor. And that's kind of why, you know, RDJ, that tweet triggered so many people, nearly 6,000 quote tweets, the vast majority of which were like, yo, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, that even sent me into a goddamn spiral. I'm the same person who is perfectly fine with Wolverine being recast. So
Yeah, don't be a
that's
monster, Andy. Don't be a
what
monster.
I
Don't
know.
be.
Disclaimer: I love Hugh Jackman. He's a great Wolverine. I want to see a new interpretation of the character. That's
fine. But do you want to see a new interpretation of Iron Man?
not for a very long time. Not for a very long time.